Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating diet of silverback gorillas, the mature male leaders of gorilla groups. These magnificent primates, dwelling deep within the verdant rainforests of Central Africa, possess an aura of quiet strength and profound intelligence. Their immense size and social standing are, in no small part, supported by a meticulously selected array of plant matter. To understand the silverback is to understand its connection to the forest. A connection forged through an intricate daily quest for sustenance. We shall explore the very fabric of their existence, woven from leaves, stems, fruits, and occasionally more surprising dietary components. The life of a silverback gorilla is one of constant vigilance and leadership, but it is also a life dedicated to the art of foraging. Their powerful jaws and dexterous hands are perfectly adapted to process a remarkable volume of vegetation. Each day as the mist rises from the forest floor, these gentle giants embark on a culinary journey, navigating their territories in search of the most nutritious and palatable plants. The choices they make are not random. They are born of instinct, experience, and a deep, almost ancestral knowledge of their botanical surroundings. This exploration into their diet reveals not just what they eat, but how they thrive in their complex and often challenging natural world. Join us as we venture into the heart of the gorilla's realm to uncover the secrets of their daily meals. We will examine the staple foods that fuel their impressive physiques and the occasional treats that add variety to their green repast. Understanding their dietary habits provides a crucial window into their ecology, their behavior, and the delicate balance they maintain within their ecosystem. It is a story of survival, adaptation, and the quiet dignity of one of our closest living relatives. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing wildlife content. The cornerstone of the silverback gorilla's diet, the very foundation upon which its formidable strength is built, lies in the abundance of leaves and tender young shoots. These are not consumed indiscriminately, rather, the gorilla exhibits a discerning palate, selecting from a wide repertoire of plant species. Imagine the scene: dawn breaking over the Virunga Mountains or the lowland forests of the Congo Basin. The silverback, often the first to stir, begins its day with a deliberate and methodical search for the choicest foliage. His immense hands, surprisingly gentle, pluck succulent leaves, bringing them to his powerful jaws with an air of quiet contemplation. This is not mere eating. It is a ritual, repeated daily, that sustains life. Among the favored botanical offerings are the broad, nutrient-rich leaves of plants such as wild celery. This particular plant, often growing in damp, shaded areas, provides not only essential fiber but also a significant amount of moisture, crucial in an environment where freestanding water sources might be intermittently available. The gorillas carefully strip the leaves from the tougher stalks, demonstrating a remarkable dexterity. They are, in essence, highly specialized herbivores, their digestive systems exquisitely adapted to break down the tough cellulose that forms the structural component of these plant materials, a feat that would be impossible for many other mammals, including ourselves. Thistles, despite their prickly defenses, also feature prominently on the silverback's menu. One might wonder how such a creature navigates these spiny challenges. The answer lies in their careful handling and tough oral cavity. They will often fold the leaves or selectively consume the less defended parts, accessing the nutritious core within. This ability to exploit well-defended plants gives them an edge, allowing them to tap into food resources that other herbivores might avoid. The sheer variety of leaves consumed is astonishing, a testament to their adaptability and their intricate knowledge of the forest's pharmacy and larder passed down through generations. Nettles, another plant known for its stinging hairs, are also consumed with apparent relish. Gorillas have been observed to carefully roll the nettle leaves, perhaps to crush the stinging trichomes before ingesting them. This behavior highlights not only their physical adaptations, but also their capacity for learned techniques in food processing. The consumption of these diverse leaves ensures a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals, vital for maintaining health, supporting their massive musculature, and fueling the energetic demands of social interactions and territory defense. The forest in its boundless generosity provides this leafy feast, and the silverback in its wisdom partakes with discerning care. The sheer volume of leaves and shoots consumed daily is staggering. A mature silverback can ingest many kilograms of this material, spending a significant portion of its waking hours foraging. This constant, almost meditative activity shapes their daily routine and their movement patterns through the forest. They do not graze in open pastures like bovine herds. Instead, they are selective browsers, moving from one preferred plant to another, their passage marked by neatly stripped stems and discarded, less palatable portions. This selective foraging also plays a subtle role in shaping the plant communities within their habitat. The young, tender shoots of various plants are particularly prized. These nascent growths are often more easily digestible and richer in proteins and sugars compared to older, tougher leaves. The silverback, with its keen senses, can locate these delectable morsels, often hidden amidst denser foliage. The act of consuming shoots requires precision, carefully nipping the tender tips without damaging the rest of the plant excessively, ensuring a sustainable harvest. This careful balance between consumption and conservation is an unspoken rule of their existence, ensuring the continued productivity of their green domain. Ultimately, the consumption of leaves and shoots is more than just feeding. It is an intricate dance between the gorilla and its environment. It is a display of ecological knowledge, physical adaptation, and a quiet reliance on the botanical abundance that surrounds them. The rustling of leaves as a silverback forages is one of the quintessential sounds of the African rainforest, a gentle reminder of the powerful yet peaceful life that unfolds beneath the dense canopy. This green tapestry is their lifeblood, the very essence of their being. Beyond the profusion of leaves, the silverback gorilla's diet incorporates another vital component, the soft inner parts of plants, specifically stems and pith. These elements offer a different textural experience and nutritional profile, complementing their leafy intake. The powerful jaws and strong teeth of the silverback are perfectly suited for tearing into fibrous stalks to reach the succulent core within. This is particularly evident in their consumption of bamboo, a plant that for certain gorilla populations forms a significant, if seasonal, part of their diet. The sound of bamboo splintering under their capable hands is a distinct acoustic signature of their feeding behavior in these regions. The pith, found at the heart of many plant stems, is a starchy, often sweeter material. It is a source of readily available carbohydrates, providing a quick energy boost. To access this hidden resource, the gorilla employs considerable strength and skill. They will often break open thick stems using their hands and teeth in a coordinated effort, peeling away the tough outer layers to expose the tender, edible interior. This process is not rushed, it is carried out with a focused intensity, ensuring that every nutritious morsel is extracted. The forest floor around a feeding site may be littered with discarded fibrous casings, evidence of their diligent work. Consider the giant thistle or the wild celery again. While the leaves are a primary target, the stems of these plants also hold appeal. The gorillas will meticulously strip the outer, more fibrous layers to get to the softer, more palatable core. This selective feeding demonstrates an understanding of plant anatomy, a knowledge of where the most rewarding parts lie. It is a form of botanical dissection, carried out with an innate expertise. The moisture content of these stems is also beneficial, contributing to their overall hydration, especially in areas or seasons where water is less accessible. The consumption of stems and pith is not limited to herbaceous plants. Certain tree stems, particularly those of younger, softer wooded species, may also be targeted. The silverback might use its immense strength to break smaller saplings or branches to access the inner layers. This aspect of their diet showcases their ability to exploit a wide range of plant structures, moving beyond simple foliage. The effort required to process these tougher materials is considerable, yet the nutritional rewards, carbohydrates, minerals, and moisture make it a worthwhile endeavor for these magnificent primates. The act of processing stems often involves a characteristic technique. The gorilla will anchor one end of the stem, perhaps with a foot or by holding it against a tree, and then use its powerful bite and manual dexterity to peel or split it longitudinally. This allows them to access the full length of the edible pith efficiently. Such behaviors are learned, observed by younger members of the group from the experienced adults, particularly the dominant silverback. This transmission of foraging knowledge is crucial for the survival and well-being of the entire social unit. The texture of pith and softer stems provides a contrast to the often rougher texture of leaves. This variety is not just about taste or preference, but likely contributes to a more balanced intake of different types of fibers and nutrients. Some piths may contain specific starches or sugars that are less abundant in leaves alone. The silverback's digestive system, a marvel of evolutionary engineering, is adept at extracting maximum value from these sometimes challenging foodstuffs, turning fibrous stalks into the energy required to maintain its impressive bulk and complex social life. In essence, the silverback's appetite for stems and pith reveals another layer of its sophisticated foraging strategy. It is a testament to their strength, their intelligence, and their ability to unlock the hidden nutritional treasures of the forest. This dietary component, though perhaps less visually obvious than their consumption of leaves, is nonetheless critical, providing essential energy and moisture and underscoring their profound connection to the intricate web of life within their verdant arboreal home. While foliage, stems, and pith form the reliable staples of a silverback's diet, the allure of ripe fruit introduces an element of seasonal excitement and a valuable nutritional boost. When available, fruits are eagerly sought and consumed, providing a welcome change in flavor and a significant source of natural sugars. The availability of fruit, however, is often dictated by the rhythms of the forest, with distinct fruiting seasons for different plant species. This means that fruit consumption can be a somewhat opportunistic affair, a delightful bonus rather than a daily guarantee, especially for mountain gorillas, whose higher altitude habitats offer fewer fruit-bearing trees compared to their lowland cousins. Berries, small jewels of the forest undergrowth or hanging from tangled vines, are meticulously picked. The silverback's large hands, capable of such immense power, can also demonstrate surprising delicacy when harvesting these modest-sized treats. They might gather a cluster of berries at once or pick them individually, savoring the burst of sweetness. These fruits, though small, can be rich in vitamins and antioxidants, contributing to the overall health and vitality of the gorilla. The search for berry patches can lead the group to explore different parts of their territory, following the subtle cues of ripening scents carried on the forest breeze. The mention of bananas often conjures images of primates, and while wild bananas are part of the ecosystem, the large cultivated bananas we are familiar with are not typically a wild gorilla's fare. However, they do consume the fruits of various wild relatives of the banana family, as well as a plethora of other native fruits. These wild fruits may be smaller, tartar, or more fibrous than their cultivated counterparts, but they are nonetheless prized for their energetic content. The sugars found in these fruits provide a readily accessible source of calories, important for fueling their daily activities, from leisurely foraging to the more demanding tasks of group protection and social display. The fruiting seasons bring a temporary shift in the gorilla's foraging patterns. They may travel further or concentrate their activities in areas where favored fruit trees are laden. The silverback, with his extensive knowledge of the territory, often leads the group to these seasonal bonanzas. The excitement within the group can be palpable when a rich source of fruit is discovered. Younger gorillas, in particular, may show great enthusiasm, learning which fruits are edible and when they are at their peak ripeness by observing the older, more experienced members of their family. The sugars derived from fruit are not just a source of energy, they can also influence behavior. The quick caloric intake might provide the necessary vigor for play, social bonding, or even the energetic displays of dominance that silverbacks are known for. However, an over-reliance on fruit is not typical, as their digestive systems are primarily adapted for processing high-fiber vegetation. Fruit remains a supplementary, albeit highly desirable, component of their diet. The balance is key. Too much sugar, even from natural sources, might not be optimal for their long-term digestive health if it displaced the essential intake of foliage. The variety of fruits consumed is remarkable, reflecting the immense biodiversity of their rainforest home. From small, bright berries to larger, fleshier fruits, each offers a unique combination of sugars, water, and micronutrients. Some fruits may have seeds that pass through the gorilla's digestive system intact, contributing to seed dispersal and the regeneration of the forest. In this way, the silverback, in its quest for sweet sustenance, also plays a vital role as a gardener of its domain, inadvertently helping to propagate the very plants that sustain it. Thus, fruit, in its seasonal abundance, adds a vibrant and energetic dimension to the silverback gorilla's diet. It is a reminder that even these stoic giants appreciate the sweeter things in life, and that the forest, in its cyclical generosity, provides these delightful and nutritious offerings. The quest for fruit underscores their adaptability and their intimate connection with the natural rhythms of their world, a world where a burst of sweetness can be a welcome reward for their constant foraging efforts. While leaves, stems and fruits form the more conspicuous elements of a silverback's diet, their foraging repertoire extends to include the less obvious yet still important resources of bark and roots. These items, are not consumed daily or in large quantities, but they represent an occasional, perhaps supplementary source of specific minerals or fibers. The act of stripping bark from trees or excavating roots from the earth requires considerable strength and highlights the gorilla's ability to exploit almost every vegetative layer of its forest habitat, from the canopy's offerings to the treasures hidden beneath the soil. The consumption of bark is a behavior observed across various primate species, and for gorillas, it may serve multiple purposes. Certain barks might contain specific medicinal compounds, kind of like a form of self-medication, or they could provide trace minerals that are less abundant in other food items. The silverback, with its powerful incisors, can peel away strips of outer bark, sometimes targeting particular tree species known for their palatable or nutritious inner bark, known as cambium. This layer, rich in sap and nutrients, lies just beneath the rough exterior and can be a valuable food source, especially during leaner times when other preferred foods are scarce. Digging for roots, though less common than their consumption of aerial plant parts, demonstrates another facet of their resourcefulness. Using their strong hands, gorillas can excavate the soil to unearth edible roots and tubers. These subterranean storage organs of plants are often rich in starches and minerals, providing a concentrated source of energy. The effort involved in digging is significant, requiring them to loosen and remove earth, but the nutritional payoff can make it a worthwhile activity, particularly if other food sources are temporarily diminished due to seasonal changes or local depletion. The selection of which barks or roots to consume is likely guided by a combination of learned behavior and olfactory cues. Younger gorillas observe their elders, learning which trees offer edible bark or where to dig for nutritious roots. There might also be a taste or smell component that guides them to particular varieties. The forest is a complex chemical landscape, and gorillas, through generations of experience, have developed an innate understanding of its edible components, even those that are not immediately obvious or easy to access. This deep ecological knowledge is a critical survival tool. The physical act of processing bark involves scraping or chewing the softer inner layers, discarding the tougher, indigestible outer portions. For roots, they might be cleaned of adhering soil by rubbing or shaking before being consumed. These preparatory behaviors, simple as they may seem, are indicative of their cognitive abilities and their capacity to process food for optimal ingestion. The toughness of these materials also contributes to dental health, providing a natural abrasive action that helps keep their teeth in good condition, essential for a lifetime of processing fibrous vegetation. It is important to note that bark and roots are generally supplementary items. They do not form the bulk of the diet in the way that leaves and shoots do. Instead, they are likely consumed to fulfill specific nutritional needs or to add variety. Perhaps a particular mineral is sought or a certain type of fiber. The exact reasons for consuming these items can be subtle and complex, reflecting a sophisticated understanding of their own dietary requirements and the resources available within their environment. This occasional foray into the tougher, more concealed parts of plants showcases their adaptability. In the grand scheme of the silverback's dietary strategy, bark and roots represent the exploitation of niche resources. They are a testament to the gorilla's strength, its persistence, and its comprehensive knowledge of the forest's offerings. These hidden sustenance sources, though consumed infrequently, play a role in the overall nutritional balance, ensuring that these magnificent primates can thrive by making use of almost every edible component that their rich, verdant world provides, from the highest leaves to the deepest roots. Chapter 5. Delicate Morsels, the nutritional nectar of flowers. Amidst the robust diet of leaves, stems, and the occasional fruit, silverback gorillas also partake in a more delicate fare flowers. The consumption of blossoms, though perhaps not a primary source of calories, adds another layer of nutritional diversity to their diet. Flowers, in their ephemeral beauty, are often packed with specific nutrients, including nectar, which is rich in sugars, and pollen, which is a source of protein and vitamins. The gorillas, with their discerning palates, seem to appreciate these colorful and often fragrant additions to their meals, seeking them out when they are in bloom. The types of flowers consumed vary depending on the local flora and the season. Gorillas may be seen gently plucking individual blossoms or consuming entire flower heads. This behavior is not indiscriminate. They appear to select particular species, perhaps guided by taste, scent, or learned experience regarding their nutritional value or palatability. The image of a massive silverback, a creature of immense power, delicately handling a fragile flower, is a poignant reminder of the gentle nature that often belies their imposing physique. It speaks to a sensitivity in their interaction with the environment. Flowers can provide a quick source of energy due to the sugars present in nectar. For an animal that expends considerable energy in foraging, social interactions, and moving its large body through dense forest, such easily assimilated energy sources are valuable. Moreover, certain flowers contain unique phytochemicals, some of which may have medicinal properties or contribute to overall health in ways that are not yet fully understood by science. The gorilla's instinctual selection of these items could be part of a natural pharmacopoeia, helping to maintain their well-being. The availability of flowers is, by its very nature, seasonal and often transient. A particular vine or tree might burst into bloom for a short period, offering a temporary feast. The gorillas, with their intimate knowledge of their territory, are adept at locating these fleeting resources. They may revisit known locations where favored flowering plants grow, anticipating their blossoming. This demonstrates a cognitive map of their environment and an understanding of its temporal changes, a sophisticated awareness of the forest's cyclical offerings. The act of eating flowers is often a gentle one. Unlike the vigorous processing required for tough stems or fibrous leaves, flowers can be consumed with minimal effort. This might make them an attractive food source, especially for younger or older individuals within the group. The bright colors of many flowers could also play a role in attracting the gorilla's attention, making them stand out amidst the predominantly green backdrop of the forest. It is a visual cue that signals a potential source of easily accessible nutrients. While not a substantial part of their daily caloric intake, the inclusion of flowers in their diet highlights the silverback's role as an opportunistic omnivore, albeit one heavily skewed towards herbivory. They are adaptable feeders, capable of exploiting a wide array of food types. The nutrients found in flowers, such as specific vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, contribute to a well-rounded diet, supplementing the bulk provided by foliage. This dietary breadth is crucial for resilience, allowing them to thrive even when primary food sources fluctuate. In the grand tapestry of the silverback's diet, flowers are like small, colorful threads, adding beauty, flavor, and specific nutritional benefits. Their consumption underscores the delicate balance and intricate connections within the rainforest ecosystem. These gentle giants, in their quiet foraging, interact with even the most ephemeral elements of their world, drawing sustenance and perhaps even a measure of sensory pleasure from the vibrant blooms that punctuate the green expanse of their domain. Chapter 6. Earthy Delights. The enigmatic appeal of fungi. Deep within the damp, shaded understory of the rainforest, another, more cryptic food source occasionally finds its way onto the silverback gorilla's menu: fungi. The consumption of wild mushrooms, though not a dominant feature of their diet, adds an intriguing dimension to their foraging behavior. Fungi are unique organisms, distinct from plants, and they offer a different suite of nutrients, including certain proteins, B vitamins, and minerals like selenium. The gorilla's willingness to incorporate these earthy delights into their meals speaks to their adaptability. and their capacity to identify and exploit diverse nutritional opportunities. The types of fungi consumed are likely specific, as many wild mushrooms can be toxic. This implies a sophisticated level of discrimination, a knowledge passed down through observation and experience, enabling them to distinguish edible varieties from harmful ones. The forest floor, particularly after rains, can produce a sudden efflorescence of mushrooms, and gorillas have been observed carefully selecting and eating certain types. This selection process is crucial, as a mistake could have severe consequences, highlighting the inherent risks and rewards of foraging in a complex natural environment. Fungi offer a textural and flavor profile quite different from the mainstay of leaves and stems. Their often soft, fleshy texture might provide a welcome contrast. Nutritionally, while not a major source of calories, they can contribute important micronutrients that might be less prevalent in their predominantly plant-based diet. For example, some fungi are known to synthesize vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, although those growing in the deep shade of the forest might offer other unique compounds. The exact nutritional contribution is an area that warrants further study. The search for fungi requires a keen eye and perhaps a developed sense of smell. Mushrooms often grow in specific microhabitats, on decaying wood, amidst leaf litter, or in association with particular trees. Gorillas, with their ground-dwelling habits and intimate familiarity with the forest floor, are well positioned to discover these ephemeral growths. The act of foraging for fungi might involve gently brushing aside leaves or probing into decomposing logs, showcasing their inquisitive nature and their thorough exploration of their surroundings. This dietary inclusion, however minor, reinforces the idea that silverbacks are not strictly limited to common plant parts. They are, in a broader sense, opportunistic foragers, willing to sample and incorporate a variety of natural products. The knowledge of which fungi are safe and nutritious is a vital piece of cultural inheritance within the gorilla group, passed from mother to offspring and learned through careful observation of the silverback and other experienced adults. This transmission of ecological wisdom is fundamental to their survival. The ephemeral nature of mushrooms, appearing suddenly and disappearing just as quickly, means that they are an unpredictable food source. Their consumption is likely opportunistic, a bonus found during their regular foraging routes rather than a specific target of a dedicated search unless a known productive patch is fruiting. This unpredictability makes their contribution to the overall diet variable, but nonetheless a fascinating aspect of their feeding ecology, demonstrating a willingness to explore beyond the conventional. In the rich and complex ecosystem of the rainforest, fungi play a crucial role as decomposers, breaking down organic matter and recycling nutrients. By consuming them, gorillas tap into this cycle in a unique way. The enigmatic appeal of fungi to these great apes adds another layer to our understanding of their resourcefulness and their intricate relationship with the myriad life forms that share their forest home. It is a subtle reminder that even the most powerful creatures can appreciate the nuanced offerings of the natural world. Chapter 7. A minor protein, the incidental inclusion of insects. While the silverback gorilla is overwhelmingly herbivorous, with a diet dominated by plant matter, there is a small but noteworthy inclusion of animal protein in the form of insects. This is not a primary food source, nor do they actively hunt insects in the way that some other primates like chimpanzees might. Instead, insects are typically consumed incidentally, often ingested along with the leaves, stems, or fruits that they inhabit. Termites and ants are among the most commonly reported insects found in their diet, but this component remains a very minor fraction of their overall food intake. The consumption of insects is often passive. For instance, ants or termites might be present on the leaves or bark that a gorilla is eating, and they are simply consumed along with the vegetation. There is little evidence to suggest that silverbacks go to great lengths to raid termite mounds or systematically harvest ant colonies, behaviors that are more characteristic of other species. Their massive size and energy requirements are primarily met through the sheer volume of plant material they consume, and the energy expenditure required to gather a significant quantity of tiny insects would likely outweigh the benefits for such a large animal. However, even in small quantities, insects can provide valuable nutrients that are less abundant in plants. They are a good source of protein, fats, and certain micronutrients like vitamin B12, which is not found in plant foods. This incidental protein might therefore offer a subtle but beneficial nutritional supplement. It is a reminder that strict dietary categorizations in the natural world can sometimes be fluid, and even predominantly herbivorous animals may derive some benefit from minor animal matter intake. Occasionally, gorillas might show a more direct, albeit still limited, interest in insect life. They might casually pick a few ants off a branch, or investigate a cluster of larvae found in decaying wood. These actions appear more opportunistic and curious rather than a concerted effort to hunt. The powerful hands of a silverback, so adept at stripping tough vegetation, could certainly uncover insect nests, but this does not seem to be a primary foraging strategy. Their focus remains steadfastly on the abundant botanical resources of their forest home. The proportion of insects in their diet can vary depending on the season and the specific habitat. During certain times of the year, insect populations might be more abundant or more accessible, leading to a slight increase in their incidental consumption. However, even at its peak, this remains a peripheral aspect of their feeding ecology. The vast majority of their foraging time and effort is dedicated to locating and processing plant materials, which provide the bulk, fiber, and calories necessary to sustain their impressive physiques. It is important to contrast this with other great apes. Chimpanzees, for example, are known to be avid insectivores and even hunt small mammals. Gorillas, particularly silverbacks, have evolved along a different dietary path, specializing in high-volume vegetation consumption. Their digestive systems are highly adapted to break down cellulose, and their entire morphology and behavior are geared towards this herbivorous lifestyle. The occasional insect is merely a tiny condiment on an overwhelmingly green salad. In conclusion, while the image of a silverback gorilla is synonymous with a diet of leaves and shoots, the incidental ingestion of insects like termites and ants adds a tiny, almost imperceptible dash of animal protein to their meals. This is not a significant dietary component, but rather a consequence of their foraging habits in a complex ecosystem where plants and insects coexist. It underscores that nature rarely operates in absolutes, and even the most dedicated vegetarian may, from time to time, inadvertently consume a morsel of the animal kingdom. Outro, a forager's legacy sustaining a gentle giant. Silverbacks in the wild eat about 18 to 20 kilograms or 40 to 45 pounds of food daily to sustain their massive size, foraging for several hours. This remarkable feat of consumption is a daily necessity, a testament to the energy required to maintain their powerful bodies and to fulfill their roles as protectors and leaders of their family groups. The forest, in its rich biodiversity, provides this bounty, and the silverback, with its profound ecological wisdom, navigates this natural larder with skill and precision. Each leaf, stem, fruit, and even the occasional insect contributes to the intricate mosaic of their diet, a diet perfectly attuned to their evolutionary heritage and their environment. Their diet varies slightly depending on their habitat and seasonal availability. This adaptability is key to their survival across different forest types and altitudes. Lowland gorillas, for instance, may have access to a greater variety and abundance of fruit compared to their mountain-dwelling counterparts. For example, mountain gorillas rely more on foliage due to fewer fruit sources in higher altitudes, their diet consisting overwhelmingly of leaves, stems, and pith from a narrower range of available plants. This dietary flexibility showcases their resilience and their ability to thrive in subtly different ecological niches, each presenting unique challenges and opportunities for sustenance. The silverback gorilla's diet is a profound reflection of its life in the wild. A life of quiet strength, deep connection to the natural world, and an unwavering commitment to the well-being of its group. By understanding what these magnificent creatures eat, we gain a deeper appreciation for their complex lives and the critical importance of conserving their fragile forest homes. The delicate balance of their ecosystem provides everything they need, and their foraging habits in turn help to shape the very forests they inhabit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible wildlife insights.